make a chop president. Vote for me, I want your president. Vote for me, make a chop president. I gon' make you vice president. Vice president.
Morning time tea go flow for your water pipe and hoobra in the night after 11:30. Door-to-door delivery of cocoa on holiday. And Kakamuto Bigo day every day. Masquerade, you will feed chop for free. We'll draw a lady.
Campaign season is on. The political promises are flying high and above all over the place. Every new day, you get to hear something new from the candidates, even those ones that are not captured in their manifesto. So, young people, how are these promises communicating to you? And the candidates, are they communicating what exactly you feel? Apart from those of you joining us in studios and on Zoom, if you want us to hear from you, please do send us a message, 055 1111997, 055 1111997. Do send us a message. I'm glad to read your WhatsApp message to the people in terms of what exactly you're saying. But connecting with us in studio, a crack team, some really brilliant minds, young people, to connect with us on this important issue. Obed Owusu Esiedu is here with us. Obed, it's good to have you connect with us.
Thank you so much.
I'm Pedu Christabel is also in the studio with us. Christabel, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
And then my producer and my friend is also here. Collins, it's good to have you connect with us on this important matter. It's people should hear from you about the key things that matter in this election.
Hey, thanks for the opportunity too.
Mudassir Brahma is connecting with us on Zoom. Mudassir, it's good to have you connect with us on Zoom.
Good to have me here. Good evening to you all and your studio partners as well.
Great. Prince Kuma is also connecting with us. Prince, it's good to have you. Hello, Prince, if you can unmute. Great. We'll get to Prince pretty shortly. But let me start with you, Christabel. The political parties are all over the place, high and fly. Have you so far heard anything that convinces you that, listen, these persons are out there looking for my interest?
Actually, no. I was looking up to something, but for now, I'm not certain. With what they are telling us, I'm not certain at all.
Wow. Collins, that's the same sense you
get. I've been saying some things all this while, and of course I agree with what she is saying, and I'm actually considering maybe not to vote or something because for me, because what I'm looking out for I'm not seeing. There are major issues happening in the country, and most of the promises that the politicians they've made, especially the two major political parties have made, they are not solving any of the issues.
Gustavo says at all. Obed.
Well, I could say they are all, the two major political parties, they are all just claiming a whole lot of things out there. They are just saying a whole lot of things regarding we the youth. So I've heard some, and well, I'm looking for more. They are not enough. I'm looking for more, and I hope that they could just come up with something that will also fall in our interest, because we are the youth and we hold the majority of this election. Like most of the election, actually, this time around, it's on us. So we need to hear something substantial, very, very substantial from them before we could make a move.
Mudassir, do you agree with the studio panel? They say that, listen, the political parties are out there speaking to the wind. They haven't heard a thing that really attracts them to them and their message.
Thank you very much once again for the point. I think I would disagree with them a little, because these manifestos or policies that have come, they didn't just emanate from anywhere. They were generated here in the country by our own people, Ghanaians, that belong to these political parties. And for which reason, perhaps, they would have been with us through some of the challenges that we are facing today. Hence, their manifestos, are resonating with some of us, I should say, because you could see that both political parties, you have Baumia did a whole youth connect. Speaking solely to the youth, invited media people and so on. You get NDC also launching their youth manifesto, a whole manifesto on the youth. So I think that we should abreast ourselves with these manifestos or policies that they have come out with. We can't just entirely, excuse me to say, rubbish whatever they have put out there, because they are making their best effort to make sure that they put us into where we solely, deserve to be as a youth. And for that matter, when they come into power, they're able to roll out these policies which would favor us. We don't expect them to entirely cover everything, but sincerely for now, I would say they have, come out with major things.
What have you heard so far that really entices you, that attracts you? What have you heard from the political parties? Some of the things that you've heard that you really think, this is big for the young for young people.
Right. So I would like to start with the NDC. There's one policy that hits very much. I'm a university student, and I know how I've struggled all through this university with paying of my fees and so on. So when you look at the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, one of the policies that struck me very much was the payment of the school fees for the first years. It's debatable, the implementation and so many things, but I think it's a very good one. That one, it stands out for me. And I think they also introduced one bed, one student, partnering with the universities and the private universities to make sure that they build accommodation around and so on. These are the things that directly affect my life as a student. And so for a political party to come out to bring such a policy, it touched my heart. As a student, and hope that maybe my juniors that are coming, the stress that I went through, perhaps they may not go through same and what have you. And I think when you look at
hold it there for me. I'll come around the table again on that. Christabel, you've heard from Mudassir. Look at the free level 100 policy that the NDC says they will implement. Mudassir says that's great. That's music to his ears.
It's great though, but I think if you sponsor me level 100 and I'm happy about it, I said, oh, let me just buy a forms because my level 100 is covered. And I go to level 100. The expectations, I'll expect that, maybe you pay for the level 100. Level 100 is not the entire thing. You go to level 100 and by 200, you see people posting, please, can you help me pay my fees? Please, can you help me pay my fees? Level 100, you giving the person the chance to enter the university. Level 100, only level 100. It's nothing. You are even putting the person in a stranded thing. Like, you just make the person hope, like, you put the person hope high for the person to buy forms, enter the university, and at the end, the person will be struggling to pay the other 3 years. So level 100 only is not anything.
Not enough.
Yes.
First of all, before I answer your question, I would like to say something about what Mudassir Ibrahima mentioned or said. The fact that I'm not getting anything or I'm not impressed with what the politicians are promising doesn't mean that I'm not impressed with whatever they are saying. I am just not enticed about what they are saying, the promises that they are making. I know what they are saying, but that's not what I am expecting. I am in Ghana, I see the challenges, I feel it. Even if it is touching me, it is touching me. I know. So I don't need somebody to tell me that I must follow what the MPP, NDC, Chada, Alan, any of the political parties or the candidates are saying before I make a decision. Right now, if you want to go to school, if you want to go to work, you have to leave home around 5 a.m. If you're supposed to report at work 8 a.m., you are supposed to leave home at 5 or 6 because you are not going to get car and get to work on time. Transportation has become a major issue. And if you don't find a solution to this major problem in the next 5-10 years, it is going to be chaotic in Accra.
Accra is becoming such a big place. All of us are living in Accra. All of us using the same.
Which of the promises or campaign messages of these political parties, especially those that looks like they are going to win, touches this problem?
Dr. Baumia has said he's bringing some electric buses. Some of them are already in. They are going to distribute them pretty shortly. They're going to.
I will bring. It's
brought,
not. I have brought.
So
you have been in power for 8 years.
Yeah,
this problem was there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fine. Looking at the population in Accra and Kumasi, how many buses are they bringing, and would that solve the issue?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the piloting stage. At certain points they'll be bringing in more. Fine, I give them that plus, but that won't solve the issue that we are facing now. We are facing congestion in Accra here, so we need to find a solution to that, and a solution to that particular congestion. It's not bringing in more buses. Even if it is just one aspect of it.
Yeah.
So all the political parties are making promises, but it is not solving any of the issues that we are having. He made mention of the free free tertiary education for level 100 students. I have never disagreed with anyone making any education free. I'm a beneficiary of the free senior high school. I've always mentioned that had it not been free SHS, some of the friends that I made in senior high school, I wouldn't have met them. I agree with that. But I will ask again, looking at our economic situation, looking at the scholarship programs that we have instituted in various tertiary levels, do we still need to make level 100 free with regards to our economy? Do we have to do that?
I mean, where do you stand on that? I mean, Collins is talking about economy and that. Where do you stand on all this big debate?
Well, just as I said earlier, I think both political parties, actually the two major, they've been making their policies out there clear on the issues or this thing they're having for the youth. But then what I was hoping is to expect something more. I'm expecting something much more. So if we dive deep into Dr. Baumia's manifesto or his policies regarding the youth, he's having the economic policies regarding the youth, creating jobs and all that. He's having the education expansion, digital skills and training, and infrastructure development and all that. When you get back to former President Mahama's too, he's having the agriculture for jobs, where it will create jobs for the youth and all that in agriculture. And we are also having the digital skills and training to an education initiative, just as they've been saying around the free tertiary education and all that. But then I think there are pertinent issues we need to take critical look at, and not just doing things anyhow. Because right now, if you say you want to create 1 million jobs, 2 million, how people don't see it.
Yeah.
So I think on campus, the last time a friend of mine was telling a lady that NPP, they've created jobs, 2.3 million jobs and all that, and the lady was asking, I can't see it.
It's like the MTV money advert.
And the funny thing is that unemployment rates keeps increasing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Before you took power, we were hovering around 14%, but now we are around 18%. So where are the jobs that we are creating? Or is it that we organize training for people, then we count the number of people that attended the training and count them as jobs that we've created?
Because it's so sudden.
Yeah.
Because we need to take a look at this thing. The youth these days, okay, I mean first time voters, according to the EC, we are about 800,000.
Yeah.
And as compared to the victory margin of 2020 elections, which was 500,000 plus, over 500,000 plus, we can push something massive out in this election.
In
so
2008, when Atamils won after time, it was a little over 50,000 votes. So
exactly,
the margins can be very close.
Sure. So depending on what they bring out to us, we can influence this election, and it's so important that they need to take a critical look at this demographic. Yes.
What does it?
Yes. I think we should. That's what I was saying. I made a point that we should get ourselves abreast with their manifestos. Obed is saying that it's not enough. He needs more. What more do you want? The politicians will tell you that they are doing their best. You understand? We should hold them accountable. You understand, for how far they have come in making sure that the well-being of the youth is catered for. For instance, let's say, the MPP promised in 2020 to pay the rent for some people. That policy in 2020 was a very good one. They brought out some suggestions on how they are going to make sure that paying the rent of, we the youth, because we are the middle class, the working class, and we are still coming up and struggling, what have you, with whatever is happening. It's a very good one. But right now, the accountability, has it been delivered? Has it been promised? So if they are not able to deliver, you say that on these or some of these things, you see that it's very difficult for them to come out with more, because when they come out with more, we are going to question them on what the effect of that will be. We are also going to question them on a matter of trust, because you promise something you are not able to deliver. Look at the one the the free level 100 school fees that the NDC is trying to implement. I mean, the issue is not just about just level 100. I think we are not getting it right, because the issue is that the NDC is promising that when they come in level 100, their tuition fees will be catered for. But going forward to the level 200, they are going to, enroll them into the student loan trust fund issue, so that directly their school fees will be paid through the loan trust fund. So you'll be on the student loan trust fund and be going for. But we have issues with that one as well. So for me personally, I like that policy, because at the end of the day, the school fees burden will no longer be on the parents. It will be the sole responsibility of the government, because they have to make sure the money flows through the student loan trust fund to make sure it gets to these students, right? Yeah. But here's the case. Me, for instance, level 100, I had a colleague. We tried applying for it, but the monies don't even come on time. And when they even come, it's just a paltry sum. I mean, the last time we had ambition in level 100, we had the ambition that, we'll get 6,000. Our target was 6,000, because then our hostel fees was around 2,000. Then I think our school fees was also around 2,000. Then we were looking at buying a laptop 2,000. So, I mean, adding up that 6,000. So, not knowing, after applying and all that, the money came 800 Ghana cedis. It didn't even come on time, 800 Ghana cedis. So we went there and we were like, we are getting 800 Ghana cedis from something we applied, hoping we'll get 6,000 Ghana cedis. And you know, as we told, this is what the delays, it happens. So if we have to also go and borrow somewhere whilst we wait for them to, so these are some of the challenges that come with the introduction of some of these policies. I mean, look at the MPP. I don't know whether it was under the auspices of the current vice president, where there was no grantor system. A very good one, because my friend and I had the opportunity to sit with our laptop, and brilliantly, we did the application smoothly. And I said, though there were so many criteria and what have you, but if you are determined to do something which is reliable on your education, you go at any length or strength to make sure that you do. So those processes and what have you, we did it, no guarantee system, we did it perfectly.
Great.
But the issue was, or the challenge was what? The monies that were coming in. So for me, right. It's a matter of, exploring some of these things and questioning how they are going to implement it. Because if we continue to say they've not done enough, you are expecting more, we are expecting more. This is what they can give us. All of
Great. I'll get to Prince shortly. When Prince Kumar is connected with us on Zoom, I'll get to him pretty shortly. But Christabel, you've heard Mudasir. You pay level 100, government pays for you. The rest, they win you off and put you on student loan. You finish your education and you come and pay.
So what is happening to those there right now? Asking for people, please help me pay my fees. What are they doing to them there? If you
there's
do
a
it,
government
start
power
it
right
now.
now.
And me, I'm considering majority, like principles that, let's say, put in majority. So let's take the free SHS as an example. Policies that NPP have been making, when you take close eye to their policies, it's favors majority of the people. So let's take free SHS, NHIS, like most of them favors majority. So with me going to vote, I'm looking at a policy which favors majority of the people, not just me, not just my brother who will come level 100, not just them. I'm looking at something that they should bring a policy. They should sit down right now, think about a policy which will favor most of the people. Talking about 24 hours economy, talking about a lot of things. It seems that it's minority of people who will be favored in these policies. So which policy are you making? Which policies are you making that will favor all the people in the country, the poor, the rich, everyone? It seems all their policies is for some people. It's for some people. And we know very well that when they come to power, they are not going to do it. That's my problem here. You are telling me that they will put them into trust fund. We've seen some before. What people have been, we've seen, they have promises, like they have a lot of promises. They are not even done with the things that they promised. Yes. And right now you are coming to promise me more because like we are always complaining. They see to our complaints, then they will come and say we will do this for you because we complained about it. No, they should consider us.
Prince Kumar, what do you stand on this raging debate?
All right. Good evening to you and to the chair listeners. I think that we need to first of all get some things clear before we start. Pre-senior high school, when you say it favors majority, the question is that pre-senior high school, you have to qualify for pre-senior high school. Qualification here means that once I'm done with senior high school, before the policy was introduced, means that I can no longer benefit from it. if I'm in GHS right now, I'm not benefiting from free senior high school. So it's a set of people who find themselves in secondary level that benefits from the policy. I respect the whole idea of free senior high school. It's a very good policy, especially for those who are vulnerable in society. But then when I talk about the fact that somebody is not bringing policy to favor the masses, then I think that you're just being is that you're expressing gross ignorance or you're just being deliberate about it. Because if somebody is telling that I'm bringing 25 economy, because today Ghanaians are complaining about hardship. Anytime they complain about hardship, you mention prisoner high school. Society is connected. Society is like having different parts coming together, all working together for you to have a stable system working. So you cannot it's just like constructing a 3-lane road into a 1-lane road. What it means is that you're only transferring the congestion. So development must be holistic. If you're developing an educational system, it shouldn't just be about transferring people from senior high school, telling me that there's a number of people who have graduated from senior high school. Yet when it comes to tertiary level, then because of infrastructure deficit, then the university begin to bring quotas on the number of people they can admit. So what you need to do to be able to make sure you have a functional education system is to make sure you start from the basic to secondary to tertiary, making sure you expand infrastructure to make sure they can accommodate for the thousands of people who are graduating from the secondary level annually. Now, I think that when both parties have some good policies, if you look at the NDC as well, you have policies like National Apprenticeship Program. What he means is that the youth in the country who, for whatever reasons, couldn't go to the university or probably went to the university, still want to learn some handiwork skills, right? I want to be a seamstress, I want to be a designer, I want to be a stylist, or whatever work you want to do. Then the government is coming in that I want to sponsor you, I want to support you to make sure you get somebody to learn from. So you want to learn how to sew, probably because you don't have money to pay for your apprenticeship fee. The government is coming in to assist you. That's how you develop country. Because at the end of the day, the person who completes senior high school, he doesn't have money to continue to go to the university. What then become of the person? So the question is that we need to even again have a sustainable funding for free senior high school. Because before free senior high school was introduced, right, we have companies, if you take our extractive sector, for instance, Newmont, Anglo Gold Ashanti, that were sponsoring students into our various secondary schools. What the government could have done was to engage them enough to channel their funds into a common, fund, so they can support the government, then relieve you of your financing burden. But what we did was to take a full responsibility of it, as if we can do it, knowing very well that our financial muscles are not strong enough to take care of this responsibility. So we need a more sustainable funding for the policy, not just about churning people out or taking people in. When we complain about quality, then people begin to argue about passing rate of students. The moment you live in a country where people measure quality of education just simply by taking the passing rate of students, is very disheartening, because education is a holistic development of the individual. It's not about writing exam. Because I come from the village, I got a single number. It doesn't mean that the conditions they were favorable for me. Because I didn't have light in my village, but I didn't have light, right? I didn't have computer lab, yet I wrote ICT. The fact that I passed that didn't mean that I have a very conducive, or let me say, a very, sound educational environment to learn. So if I complain, it doesn't mean that by virtue of me having, I get 9 means that I have everything rosy for me. That's why I got IGK 9. That shouldn't be the argument. The argument should be that an education goes beyond the passing group, goes beyond scoring A. It goes beyond just writing an exams. It borders on the person's health. So the kind of food that the student eats matters. The number of students that a classroom must accommodate. We need to look at all these things holistically. If somebody is telling me that he's bringing 25 economy, that is supposed to solve the unemployment issues we have in the country, and we ask you to tell us what you are bringing on board, then you tell me a policy you have already implemented. That means you don't have any plan again. No one is against free senior high school. I'm a beneficiary of free senior high school. It's a very laudable policy, a very good policy. Although I have my own reservations about it, that it has to be reviewed. But however, the question is, what do you have for us again? What are you going to do? Because Ghanaians are complaining about hardship.
So, Prince, great intervention there. We'll come back again. But Collins, but Prince seemed to suggest that the NDC have an upper hand over the NDC when it comes to promises that have been really made that is properly geared towards the youth. He says that the MPP keeps saying free SHS, free SHS, free SHS. You're asking about 24 economy, free SHS. Jobs for the youth, free SHS. Same sense you get?
Kwaku, the first thing is we are not discussing free SHS.
Sure.
It is
It's part of the things young people. I mean,
he can choose to vote based on the current state of the free senior high school. Maybe I will not vote based on if I'll vote. I'm not going to vote based on I need to make it clear. If I'll vote, it's not going to be based on free SHS alone. There are a lot of issues happening. There are a lot of issues going on in Ghana that I feel we need to pay attention to, and we are not addressing them. It looks like they are non-existent in the eyes of these politicians. We need to look at that. Currently, we have water challenges, and you ask ministers, they keep telling you they don't have solutions to them. Indirectly, their body language, their posture, everything suggests that politicians do not have solutions to any of them. There are a lot of houses in Accra here. You go there 2 weeks, they've not seen a drop of water coming from their tap before. Within 2 weeks.
Those weeks. Are overarching national problems that we want to fix generally. When it comes to young people, the political parties have given you plans about jobs, about education.
I'll come to the job, but Kwaku, the basic issues here, the water that we are drinking. If I don't get water to drink in 3 days, I'm going to die.
Exactly.
So what is the use of job if I don't have water to drink? What is the use of a job if I don't have water to drink? What is the use of the job that we are talking about if I'm supposed to go to work, spend 12 hours there, and every hour I'm supposed to be paid 18 cedi 50 pesos? So the whole day I should go and work my ass out and come and receive 80 cedi. Even less than 80 cedi. Right. I should go and work hard, come back, and the whole day you said I should be paid 50 cedis.
Christabel, that's the thing you got that even.
But Kwaku, before you go to Christabel, I am a national service personnel, and I think I want to use this opportunity to make a case and plea to everyone who matters that it is time that we need to look at national service, even though it is a service.
What should we lose? You are a national service person.
Yeah,
what should we look about it?
Well,
the 700 was increased.
I'm coming. I'm making a point. It is why you asked me some of the factors that I'm going to look at before I will vote, and this is one of them. So
increase what? They should do what?
I'm not even saying that they should increase. You don't want me to make my point.
What are you proposing?
Right. So 3 years ago, if you compare the allowance to the current one in dollars, huge difference. You understand? So the true state of national service is that people are working, people are suffering also, because now transportation, it costs about 50 cedis in and out a day.
I mean, you know, because today there's commentary, we have to do 55. So let me hear from Christabel and Obed. Christabel. So what do you want to hear? I mean, give us a certain idea. Listen, the politicians are listening. You've made the point about how you haven't been impressed about what you've heard so far.
Yes.
They want your help so that they can tailor-made the promises and their programs for you and Obed.
Okay, so I talked about policy for majority. Yes. Yeah. I'm looking up to that. If they make a policy which will favor majority of the people, I'm going to vote for them. And let's take Accra as an example. We are talking about the transportation and all that. And he was talking about, it was a good point. And you said, Baumia said you make
electric buses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It will not be helpful.
Oh, electric buses.
Let me land, I beg. It will not be helpful because the cars in town are too much. The cars, it's because of the cars.
That's why there's plenty of traffic.
Sure, the people are too much, the cars are too much. And we have all moved from our villages to this place. What is going on there? When you go
the
to my
president
village,
will inaugurate the new trains next week. So maybe the trains, so that you can live in your town, for instance, and come and work in a car. Let Chris have made the point.
So we are not prioritizing a lot of things. Why didn't we prioritize the Accra to Kumasi? Now you spend, instead of 4 hours on the road, now we are spending 7 to 8 hours on the road.
Christabel.
So when you go to my village right now, there is like nothing is there. No one is there. It's left with the old people, because if you stay in my village, there is no job for you to do. And even if there is a job for you to do, no one is there to patronize from you. So you end up coming to Accra. And we are plenty, the cars are plenty in town. And right now, the way people are even driving is scary here because everybody, they want to get to their place fast. Exactly. Today, I nearly died.
Oh.
Today, yes.
That's unfortunate. When you were coming here.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes, the thing is it's too much. And we the youth, it's like they are not considering us at all. But what I want to say is, if you are not considering me, I'll survive. But majority, majority, just do something that will favor majority of us. Exactly.
I mean, you care about majority a lot. I'm sure you'll be Alexander.
Let me talk about the 24-hour economy.
Yeah,
today,
in 20 seconds, so that I can go to bed.
Okay. Today I'm here, and I want somebody to explain it to me, to my understanding.
24-hour economy. I paid the sound. The sound said 888. So one job, 3 people. So if you come here,
and who paid that 3 people?
No, the same company, because productivity will go up. If productivity goes up, then you pay them.
When I listen to their views, I mean, maybe they are going to create people to come and work there.
No,
or they are going to going to bring people outside the country to come and work there?
This same country, because there are so many. I mean, Collins talked about unemployment. So the policy is that because there are no jobs, people are home, and there's a job at a factory that banana is shutting, is done, so closing. At 5 o'clock, when you close, Obed takes over from 5 till midnight.
And Obed is supposed to be paid, right?
Yes, Obed
with which money?
Because Obed is going to work between now and midnight, which will generate some money.
And who is going to buy that thing? And who is
manufacturing firm? But I get the point you make about explanations more. Obed, let me hear from you.
Sure. So first of all, I'll urge Collins to vote because he needs to exercise his franchise. As a Ghanaian, please, I beg you, do vote, okay? And Christopher, to please.
Where I stay, if I go to my polling center, I'll spend 5 hours on the road before I get there.
So speaking on the issue of the electric buses, okay, I'm a climate change enthusiast and environmental sustainability expert. So it's important, actually, it's a very nice idea. When the electric buses are plenty over here, it will reduce the number of cars people use to and fro their homes to work and all that, meaning that people will use the public transport or the electric buses, which will in turn help in climate change. Because I think from Baumia's policy, he made mention about climate change, okay, and that's a very nice idea. I commend him on that. So I would like to.
In the Ayalolo bus before.
Of course.
Okay.
So I would like to make some points here.
Yeah,
okay?
Briefly, if you can just run them over.
Of course.
Fento Tahiru is about to come on with live commentary. Ghana versus Angola. The Angola national team and the Black Stars have already, lined up. They're about to take the anthem, and then pretty shortly the match will start. Yeah.
Sure. So there are some 5 key factors or areas we need to take a look at, especially from the politician side. So the youth, the first-time voters, they vote on these issues: economic concerns, education and healthcare, personality and leadership qualities, social and cultural factors, and information and media. So it's important they take critical look at these factors so that they could just channel their energies to that sector too, because it will aid in their campaign and in their voter turnout too. Great. So that is it.
I would have wished this goes on and on and on, but I'll see most of you on TV for our TV version, and so we'll discuss that. But that has been our show tonight. Modasir, San, Obed, Christabel, Collins, and Prince. This is a very important conversation. The political parties are listening. They need to know that they need to tailor-made these promises so that it fits into what Christabel has been talking. Christabel says there's been a lot of talk, but she hasn't heard anything. So Mokasagun from him, it's not making much of a difference. Mind you, 800,000 first-time voters, young people, they are going to make the difference. Fento Tahiru is coming up next with the commentary. The Angolans and the Black Stars, they're already taking the lineup.